Hey guys, welcome back. Excited to have Dr. Jason Hill here again. Jace, thanks so much for talking to me again.
Hi Misha, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Guys, we're talking about a really fun topic today, which I think is actually astounding. It's quite amazing. We're talking about the warranty of the helicopter. Jace, do you want to dive in? Tell everybody, what is the warranty on the HX50 and why this warranty? Because it's a pretty bold statement that you're making.
Yeah, well, the main barrier for private owners to get into helicopter ownership hasn't really just been about the capital cost of buying a helicopter. It's been much more about the operating costs, which until now have been extremely high. A big part of the operating cost is the maintenance side of things, and particularly the fear of a big maintenance bill, particularly for an older turbine machine. And so what we've done is we've taken an approach that's much more akin to the level of service that you'd expect from a high-end automotive organization to underwrite the quality that we've engineered into the machine with a very, very strong warranty. And so what we've done is essentially we're offering a 5,000 hour, 5-year nose to tail warranty on the entire aircraft. So that covers absolutely everything. So essentially for the first 5 years of your ownership, you won't have any unforeseen maintenance costs whatsoever.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. So 5-year or 5,000 hours, I mean, that's really astounding. And then, obviously when you get past that 5 years, what's the servicing going to be like? What could you expect? So just run through for me, how often do you do maintenance? Because a lot of the people watching this, they actually won't know how often you do maintenance on a turbine helicopter. What does the procedure look like all the way up to 5,000 hours? Because, obviously this aircraft's going to be sold and then resold, and it's going to be a legacy aircraft, right? It's going to be around in 50 years or something like that. So what does it look like for the life of this aircraft?
Yeah, the whole way that we've designed our maintenance strategy is not so much that it's affordable with the people that buy the aircraft today, but that it maintains its affordability as it becomes old. We want it to age gracefully. And so we want to make sure that the guys that buy a second or third or fourth hand HX50 are still able to afford all of the maintenance that the machine's going to need as it gets a bit older. So in terms of the general maintenance, then turbine aircraft on the whole don't need the sort of 25-hour oil changes and the 50-hour inspections that you get on the older piston helicopters. And so we start with a basic inspection at the 100-hour point, and then on certain multiples of 100 hours, there'll be a few extra bits and pieces that need to be checked, but all relatively inexpensive and largely able to be done out all able to be done out in the field. And then when you get up to 5,000 hours, there is an overhaul requirement for the mechanical elements, so the gearbox, the engine, and various other bits and pieces on the aircraft. But it's relatively inexpensive again. We haven't set a final price for that yet, but we expect it in today's money to be around the £100,000 to £150,000 mark. So a relatively inexpensive overhaul. But you've got to remember that for a typical private pilot, they will fly 50 to 100 hours a year over a long period. They might get very excited and fly a lot at first, but over a longer term period, it's going to be 50 to 100 hours a year. So in terms of timing out your aircraft, you're talking about 50 to 100 years worth of flying. This is a very large number of hours for a private pilot. So for most private pilots, this just isn't going to be an issue. They're never going to get there. So all their maintenance will really require of them is an annual inspection once a year, which is an inexpensive thing to be able to carry out.
Amazing, yeah. So can you define for me then, what level of service could people expect? Because I know, there's different experiences out there with people that own different aircrafts, and some are really, really great, and some are not so great. And I can think of certain people that are owning certain types of aircraft, and they say, man, I would never buy this again because getting servicing on this engine or whatever the case is can be very difficult. So what's that going to look like from Hill? And do you think it's going to be an advantage that you are the one building the engine, you're controlling the avionics, you're controlling the airframe, the blades, everything? Is that going to be a benefit for the owners? Or is there going to be a backlog of components? What kind of servicing can they expect to get from Hill Helicopters?
Yeah, you can expect the very highest level of customer service that you'd expect from any premium automotive manufacturer, if we take those as an example of where we think the bar should be set. There's a huge advantage to to us manufacturing all of these components in-house, because we control the cost centers of those components, and we can also carry stock and make sure that we've got parts available. And there's no blame games going on when various subsystems or systems might cause problems to have to sort of ratify between the different manufacturers. It's all basically handled by us. So from our side of it, it makes the logistics and the decision making in supporting aircraft under warranty much easier. It brings the cost of supporting that warranty down a great deal, and it means we can deliver a completely carefree experience to owners. So if they were to choose to buy a HX50, they can expect a trouble-free ownership experience while they're under warranty. And then beyond that, we obviously offer the subscription-based maintenance services that we'll be announcing later to sustain that into the old age of the aircraft as well.
Amazing. That's very cool. Now, if I can steal a saying that I heard you say one time, you said, and I've heard this from many other people before, you never want to buy an A model of something. And I hope not stepping on your toes, Don, but Don Bell, the founder of WestJet, he actually was talking to me a while back. He joined the Friends of the Founder program, which we'll be talking about soon. And something that he told me, he said, I bought one of the early models of Tesla, the Model S, and he said, if you would have told me back then when I first got that vehicle that you could take a clean slate electric vehicle and you could drive it and it would be an incredible experience, an incredible vehicle, and that you would never have to worry about it. It was basically never in the shop and you could just drive it and enjoy it. I would have never believed you. And now, I think it was 6 or 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago or something like that, he's been driving that vehicle quite a long time now. And he said that's the case. I've never really put the thing in the shop, and it just is a great experience. I just absolutely love it. So, how do you feel about never buying an A model helicopter? Because I've heard that from quite a few people that we've done presentations to.
Yeah, well, one of the huge benefits of the way that we're bringing this aircraft to market with our dual role approval model is that we can focus our budget on engineering and testing and development and shakedown testing. So we can subject the aircraft to far more testing and endurance testing and in-service testing and beta testing than would have traditionally been done on a conventional certified approach. So money that would have otherwise been spent on administrative processes that you would have had to have gone through can be diverted, and we will take PP1, the first prototype in particular, all the way through to its first overhaul. So we will give that aircraft the hardest life you've ever seen. It'll go all around the world. It'll be subjected to all sorts of environments, all different piloting styles, all kinds of mishaps. And we'll try and shake out as many of the early teething problems within our development environment as we possibly can. So we're not relying on early customers to bring back teething problems to us. We do it ourselves by redirecting the development budget to shaking out the problems in the aircraft. So it's yet another benefit of shaking up the way you bring light aircraft to market for the benefit of the consumer.
Beautiful. I don't really have any other questions on it. I think that was a really good summary. Do you have anything else that you want to say before we finish this off?
Not really. I think the main thing is just our whole approach, our whole mindset on this project is very much about enabling private ownership of helicopters and enabling people to enjoy recreational flying of helicopters. And buying a helicopter is always going to be a big investment. These are always going to be relatively expensive things. So you need to know that you've got a manufacturer behind you that's there to support you, and not just support you in your purchase, but support you in your ownership. And that's really what Hill Helicopters is all about. So the whole objective of our warranty, the whole objective of our supported insurance and maintenance is that we take all of the hassle and all of the fear out of buying a helicopter. So now not only have you got the helicopter that you've always wanted to own, but it is genuinely accessible. You don't have to worry that you have it for the first year and then you get $100,000 bill for an engine problem or a rotor problem. There's just we've eliminated all of that from the ownership ecosystem. So this is very much about how we enable people that have always wanted helicopters to have the best helicopter in the world.
Amazing. I can't, I every time we talk about this stuff, I just get more and more excited to have my helicopter. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to some incredible adventures on it. Jace, thanks for taking the time again. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to talking to you again soon.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Misha.
You bet. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody that you think would find it interesting, and we're going to talk to you guys on the next one. See ya.